Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I'm joined with Dr. Kerry Johnson, America's business psychologist. KerryJohnson.com is the website. Dr. Johnson, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, my pleasure. You want to talk, before we get into the talking points, give us some background on you, a little color on yourself, and then I want to walk through growing sales and the other questions that we have set up for today.
Well, great. I'll do an elevator speech, and this is typically what business owners really need the most, right? 30 seconds on who they are. Right. So I'm a business psychologist. I have a Ph.D. in research psychology, MBA, and I've written 9 best-selling books, including Mastering the Game, which came out about 20 years ago. I did another book, which is my newest book, which is called New Mindset, New Results. I consult with groups around the world and try to do 3 things. Number 1, we try to grow their business by 80% within 8 weeks, big claim. Number 2, we try to build their skills so they don't have to work as many hours. And number 3, we grow advanced skills, management techniques, et cetera, so they could stay where they are. And we do that all over the world. I write for tons of magazines, speak at conventions 8 times a month around the world also.
Tell me about growing the business. Let's start to drill down on some of these topics you brought up.
Yeah, I'd love to. So one of the biggest things about growing a business is high relationship. So most business owners usually delegate to social media. They want to do list management services. They want to send emails out. But the business is still really about relationships. Yeah. So unless you're selling something for $10, the relationship is it. You ever see Connecticut showed that 89% of clients care more about the relationship than they do about the pricing. That's a big claim. Our research at UC San Diego, when I was teaching there, showed that trust is worth 17% of the gross price of a product or service. What that really means is that if a competitor decreases prices by 60%, they're still going to stay with you because of that relationship. So then you have to think, well, how do I really build that relationship? Well, there's 2 techniques. One is called the 3-month call script. So we segment clients who are A, B, and C. Our best clients are people who already currently refer business to us. Number 2, we enjoy. And number 3 are people that we really value the relationship and give us the most amount of money. Bs are people who we could make into As. They refer business to us, meaning they're advocates. And number 3, we could probably build more business with them. And the C people are usually people that we're ambivalent about the relationship. We're not making a lot of money on them. If we get referrals from these people, all we would do is just get more Cs, which is what we don't want. Here's the breakdown. Approximately 25% of your customer base should be As. 35% of the customer base should be Cs, and Bs rather, and the balance should be Cs. So therefore, how do we really keep in contact with those As and Bs? Well, the technique is called the 3-month call script. 3-month call script is set that way because the University of Connecticut and also Forrester research discovered that customers want 3 things. Number 1, they want to know what they're buying functionally. Can they understand this? Number 2, they want to know their salesperson or the business owner is their advisor. They're a trusted advisor, not a transaction piece. And number 3, they want frequency of that contact. They want to hear from that person. And the de facto on that frequency is usually about every 3 months. So the 3-month call script is number 1, catch up, number 2, update, and number 3, referral. Catch up, update, referral. Catch up on the family. A good CRM should let you know whether or not that person had a grandchild on the last phone call. Maybe they just got back from a cruise in the Caribbean. So we catch up on whatever happened from the last phone call. Number 2, we update them on something that's relevant to them. For a realtor, it could be home prices. For a CPA, it could be tax law changes. For a financial advisor, it could be market conditions. It could be economic things. It doesn't really matter what it is, but it's something that's going to benefit the customer. A mortgage broker might talk about new qualification rates or how rates have gone from 3.8 to 4.5, for example. The third part then, this is part of the update, is what we call the 5-step bridge. Now, this is God's gift to the anti-sale. This is where we actually try to sell things to people without actually pitching them. So it's got 5 parts. Number 1, introductory sentence. Number 2, search for needs. Number 3, recap using their words. Number 4, trial close. And number 5, go on to the next step, which is booking appointments. So let me give you an example. Introductory statement could be, so the economy is up by 3% GDP. Unemployment's at 3.8%. Pretty incredible stuff. What are your thoughts about this? That's the introductory sentence. When that person starts talking about their business or their life and they say, well, it's wonderful, but I'm a little bit concerned about unemployment. Why? Well, not really unemployment, but I'm concerned about hiring. Oh, tell me more about that. So Limmer research discovered that if I could get one need from somebody, there's a 36% chance I'll do business with them. If I could get 2 needs, there's a 56% chance. And if I could get people to tell me 3 things that they are concerned about, there's a 96% slam dunk I'm going to do business with that person. The next thing we do then is recap what those needs are. And the words are always, so let me get this straight, blank, blank, blank. Did I get that right? So let me get this straight. You're a little bit concerned about the volatility in the stock market. Number 2, you're concerned about whether or not your retirement's going to last as long as you do. And number 3, you're concerned about taxes. Did I get all that right? Yeah. Trial close. So if we could take a look at taxes, retirement, volatility, would that be helpful for you? Let's talk about real estate. So let me get this straight. The 3 things you're really curious about is, number 1, what your home is worth because you'd like to move in the next year. Number 2, you're concerned about capital gains taxes. And number 3, you're a little bit concerned about where you're going to move to. Did I get that right? Yeah. Well, if we could talk a little bit more about that, maybe in a week or even today, would that be helpful? Yeah, that'd be great. What do you got in mind? That's the anti-sell. So what most people do on those phone calls is they say, have I got a deal for you?
Right.
Liz, we've got a great life insurance product you're going to love. Or, we've got this new floral arrangement that your wife is going to love. And what do I say? No, thank you. I'll go think about it. I'm going to push back on you. But if you could just listen to me talk, all of a sudden now you got a real conversation. One of my clients is a guy named Matt Larman. He's up in Cincinnati. And he said, I'm not going to call people every 3 months. This is stupid. Why do they want to hear from me every 3 months? And I said, man, just try it. The research has shown that clients want their relationship. They don't really care about the price. I'll do it once, Kerry. I'll do it once, and that's it. So he called me back the next Monday. He said, Kerry, you can't believe what just happened. I called a client named Rick. Hey, Rick, this is Matt. Hey, listen, I just want to give you a little market update. Don't worry. If I don't hear from you in the next day or 2, I'll call you back in 3 months. My phone number is 516, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Click. Lady calls back 5 minutes later. Were you trying to call a guy named Rick? Yes, I was. Well, there's no Rick here. You got a wrong number. I'm so sorry. Do you really call your clients every 3 months? Yes, I do. Well, my broker hasn't talked to me in 10 years. Do you handle accounts more than $1 million? Yes, I do. Matt said, I'm going to start dialing wrong numbers from now on.
That's good. That's good.
And the third part is referral. Now, referrals are 35% more likely to do business with you. They're going to give you 25% more money. They're a lot of fun. There's never any rejection. And it's cheaper than any other origination pipeline marketing plan you could ever devise. And here's 3 sentences to do it. Number 1, let people know why you want the referral. Number 2, give them a reason to help their friends and their colleagues. And number 3, be very direct on asking for that referral. So here's what a financial advisor might do. I really enjoy working with you. Not sure you knew this, but 83% of your friends and family will run out of money during retirement. Who do you know who could benefit from some of the things we've done together? Let's take a realtor. I really enjoy working with you. The average family stays in a house every 7 years, and most people are very dissatisfied with the realtor they're currently using. Who do you know who could benefit from some of the things we've done together? Let's take another one. Let's take a CPA. I really enjoy working with you. On average, people pay 25% more in taxes than they should. Who do you know who could benefit from some of the things we've done so far? And here's one more quick thing. There's 2 kinds of referrals. One is called an advocacy referral, and the second one's called a proactive referral. A proactive referral has a 38% chance of meeting with us when we call them directly. We get a name from a client, we call them, and they meet with us. An advocacy referral has an 85% chance of doing business with us. Now, the difference between those two is an advocacy referral will say, I just talked to your client. He said great things about you. Can you meet with me? Or the client calls and says, I just talked to this guy. He's expecting your phone call. 85% chance to, and the only way to get advocacy referrals is by keeping in contact with our clients' customers every 3 months.
I got it. Yeah. If not sooner, if you can.
Yeah, well, depending on the industry.
Dr. Johnson, that's been a pleasure for me to get educated through these processes, and how you lined it out was so succinct. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring out before we close today?
I have a coaching practice, so we promise our clients they'll increase their business by 80% through one-on-one coaching. And the one thing I've discovered that people have the most difficulty with is discipline. You know, it's one thing having a system, but it's really, really difficult having the mindset, which is my newest book that came out just a couple months ago, having the mindset of staying and executing and keeping that discipline. Biggest challenge business owners have these days.
I'm sure we're going to talk again. Dr. Johnson, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Tune in next time for another great unicorn or a very disruptive process in person, just like you saw here today. Thanks for watching.